You know, often my students ask me, how long will a swing change take? How long will this take where it becomes an unconscious thing for me? That's a good question. It's not necessarily a matter of time as it is a matter of putting your energy into doing things in a certain way every single time. And I can't stress that enough because I've got a lot of people that are out here practicing right now, and some of them are doing things correctly. They're focusing on being conscious of what they want. Others are just whacking golf balls. They're putting a lot of effort into what they're doing, but they're not doing it in the proper way. They're just hitting and thumping, hitting and thumping. What's the thump? The thump is their disappointment because they didn't hit it the way that they desired to. And as a result, when they do that, they're anchoring what they don't want. And I see that often on the golf course. We'll go out there and we'll be playing, and you know, I'll see a guy that hits a shot and it goes into the woods. What does he do? Ah! You know, and he gives it that. What are you doing at that point? You are anchoring what you don't want. And what you give energy to will grow. You're going to grow with disappointments. The other thing that we tend to do is we think that holding on to that bad shot serves us in some way. It doesn't serve you any way whatsoever except remembering that bad shot. So as a result, by the end of the front nine, you're dragging this bag full of bad shots along with you. You wonder why you continue to play worse as the round goes on, because you're holding on to that negativity that just undermines your confidence. So I say, clip it. As Bob says, let it go. You got to forgive yourself. You have to allow it to just disappear and get back focused on what you want. So back to the energy. Watch what the pros do. This is all about the pro's secret. Watch what Tiger does. Watch what the great players do. I had a chance to watch what Arnold Palmer does. When they hit a great shot, what do you see them do? 1960, Arnold Palmer wins the U.S. Open. Yeah, that amazing fist pump, giving it energy. What is he doing? He is absolutely anchoring that positive experience. It's just the opposite of what I see with most average players. It's like they finally hit that really good shot out there, and what do? Oh, it's about time. You know, they're not even giving themselves an opportunity to grow by anchoring it in a positive way. It's the opposite. The energy is not being put into it, so they wonder why they continue to do things the same way. This is a key element to learning how to be like the pros. Watch what they do, observe them in their way of doing things, and start to put energy into what you want. You want to give yourself a good fist pump when you hit a great shot in practice or play. And when you hit the poor shot, become aware, look at your rare, understand what just happened. You grow from your awareness, not from your emotional disappointment. Leave the emotion out of it. When you hit a bad shot, let it go. Become aware of what you want. Get back into rehearsing. When you see Tiger hit a great shot, you see him anchor it with a fist pump. When he hits a poor shot on occasion, not too often, what do you see him do? He may exhale a little bit at first to let it go, but then he's immediately going, all right, I wanted to feel this. And he's back to rehearsing what he wants. Then he gives the club back to Steve and he walks right down the fairway. These are good habits. These are the habits that are going to allow you to put your energy into the right direction so that you can start to practice like a pro and be like the pro.
All right, you've got a fair amount of information. Now we're in a position where we want to show you how to change that one thing like that that'll improve your game. And also keep in mind, this is a crash course on how to improve a couple of ideas. I have been studying this for 40 years, and I know I still haven't got it all. So you're going to be looking for future messages that we've got showing you how to continually develop your mind and develop your game, but not just your game, your whole life. Now come back to the stick person here again. There we've got the stick person, conscious mind, nothing there, subconscious, nothing there, the body's sitting there. Now, let's move them into action. What you really want to do is understand why you keep making that one error, why you keep hooking the ball, or why you keep slicing the ball, or why you go in the water hazard every time. See the puffy little cloud that we've placed in the subconscious mind? And see where it says old idea. Well, there's an old idea fixed in there. Now, mind you, there's a number of ideas fixed in there, but there's one particular idea that we want to deal with. We have no idea how it got there. We just know it's there. We can tell by our behavior. If you study your behavior and you see what's going wrong, you may not know how the idea got in there, but it is fixed in your subconscious mind. It's part of your paradigm. Now, what do we want to do? We want to create a new idea in our conscious mind. So build a new picture in your conscious mind of exactly how you want the ball to go, how you want to hit it, where you want it to go every time this comes up. You build a picture of it in your conscious mind. Now, you see, you impress that picture upon the subconscious mind. Now, when you impress that upon the subconscious mind, realize this. This is like planting a seedling of a tree. It's just a little twig sticking out of the ground. You could just take 2 fingers and pull it out of the ground. It's going to take a lot of nourishment. It's going to take some roots growing before it's established. You've got to practice this over and over and over again. The stronger this idea becomes, the weaker the old idea becomes. Pretty soon, the new idea takes root and the old one dies for a lack of nourishment. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to let that old idea go. We're going to forgive it. Forgive is a beautiful word. You know, if you were to do something wrong with me and I say, I forgive you, it's not for your benefit, that's for my benefit. I get rid of the bad idea from my mind. People who go around with bad ideas because of something happened, they lose. Think of the number of people that make a bad shot and they don't forgive it. They take it to the next hole with them. They take it to the next stroke. Have you ever seen them? They do the same things over and over again. When you make a bad shot, you forgive it. Forgive means to let go of, completely abandon. And that's what we want to do with this idea, this old idea that's fixed in your subconscious mind. Now, Brad talked to you about rare. He said you've got to go through that movement over and over and over. You can't do it too often. It's the repetition that fixes the idea in the subconscious mind. And the idea that's fixed in the subconscious mind automatically expresses itself in action. You want to become the unconscious competent. You want to be so good that you go out there and you just automatically play a good game every game. You get that idea and you're fixed in your subconscious mind, and I'm going to tell you, baby, that's the way it goes. It's a beautiful idea. It's a wonderful idea. We have so much power. Do you know Dr. J.B. Ryan, one of the foremost authorities in the area of the mind, he said the mind is the greatest power in all of creation. Make up your mind. You're going to study the mind. You probably got technique down pretty good. You probably understand the game very well. How well do you understand your mind? You see, Brad Brewer and Doug Weary, they made up their mind. When I explained this to them, they were going to study this and they were going to master it. I want to suggest you do the same thing. Now, you've got the pro secret. Pay attention to what Brad and Doug are going to show you.